Today's project is a wedding headband or a tiara. But before we get started on this project, I want to tell you the story behind this because I think it's really special. My friend Karen's daughter, Abby, who I've known since she was knee-high, wanted to have a headband, but they wanted it to be really special. So we went into Karen's jewelry box and we started going through all her old jewelry from her mom and her grandmother. And she found these pair, and if you can believe this, these are actually clip-on earrings. Let me show the back right here. These clip-on earrings. Now, Abby's in her 20s, and we thought, she might kind of poo-poo this. So I kind of like mocked it up a little bit, and then Abby loved the idea. So what I went ahead and finished doing, so really these are the bride's great-grandmother's earrings. So what I went ahead and finished off the headband, and I'm going to show you how you can do the same thing. Now, Abby has a wonderful heirloom piece to pass down through the generations of her family. The supplies you're going to need today are a pair of vintage earrings, some 26 gauge wire, a variety of, I use Swarovski crystals and pearls. The size really depends on the size of headband you're using. This particular headband is a 5mm headband. The one that I just showed you that we did with Abby, I believe that's like a 3mm. So it really depends on how big your beads are going to have to be to cover the thickness of the headband. And then of course you need some wire cutters. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to find where you want to put the clip earrings on your headband. I chose, these are a little bit, well, they're not quite off center, but you just kind of have to play around where you want it. So the key is here is the clips are going to be on the back, so you're literally clipping them on to the headband. And then you're going to use the wire, and you're going to just start wrapping the wire around, as you can see here. Just carefully wrap the wire around till they're really secure. And sometimes you may even want to come in and bring a little piece of wire to catch the two earring backs together. That'll even make it more secure. So let me just turn it to the side there so you can see. And then here's the earrings on the top, and that's what it looks like on that side. So once you have your earrings in place, then we're going to start putting on our crystals and our pearls on the side. I'm changing it to a different set of earrings because obviously they're vintage earrings and I couldn't get multiples of the same one. So I went ahead and I wired these little earrings on and actually put a little pearl right in the middle to gather the two together to kind of tie them in. And so now we're going to start doing our wrapping of our beads. So I'm going to take the gauged wire, and I'm just kind of, let's see, let's get that turned around like that. There we go. And try to uncurl it because it can make you a little crazy with it being so curly. You're just going to do a couple tight wraps to get it started. And then just push that right up into the headband. There we go. Let's get one more wrap. So there we have our two tails of wire going on each side. So what we're going to do is you're going to start, if you haven't done beading before, it's basically an A-B pattern. You learn this in kindergarten. It's like A, B, A, B, B. You're just repeating the patterns. So sometimes that's why a beading board is really helpful, because you can repeat those patterns so the beads are right where they're supposed to be for you. Here I started actually with a really big pearl, and then I started coming on down. So let me grab that pearl and we'll get started. So now we have our wire all wrapped and ready to start. Now on this particular one, I started with a larger pearl before I started that A-B pattern. So I'm going to take my large pearl and I'm going to put the wire through, just like so. And I'm going to push that right up. I'm sorry guys, this is just all thumbs here. And I'm going to bring that and I'm going to wrap the wire here. Then I'm going to go behind the pearl, just like that. And that's going to lock that pearl in there so it's not going to move again. Okay, then I'm going to straighten this out, and now we're going to start our pattern. And then the next thing that I did was 2 more crystals. So I'm going to put the crystal, but you're doing these one at a time. Slide that on your wire. You're going to push it. You want to push it right up against that pearl You're going to wrap under and then between the two. Let's see if we can see that happen. And then the wire is just going to drop down, and then you're going to wrap the wire back around this side. Here again, one more pearl. I'm sorry, it's not a pearl, this is a crystal. One more crystal. Now these crystals are the bicones, so they kind of go at an angle, so you kind of want to make sure that they snug right up against each other. I'm going to wrap the wire under, over, in between, and back around. And then you're ready for your next one. So on this next pattern, I used the small pearl, and then a medium-sized pearl, and then another small pearl. So that's my pattern. The same thing, every time you wrap, you're going to wrap around, between the bead behind it, and it's going to basically, you're crisscrossing. So let me show you what it looks like on this side. See, it looks like a little crisscross. So you can continue your pattern all the way down like that. And I'll end, it really depends on the bride's hair, and I really did have to try this on when I was doing Abby to see how far, because you don't want the beads like all the way down into her scalp. So you do kind of want to try it on and depend how far you're going to go. So you just continue doing that all the way around, and it's really that simple. So just remember, you're going to wrap the wire behind the bead, bring it back around up the top, add your next pattern in. As you can see, small pearl, bigger pearl, small pearl, and these are actually a darker gray and a lighter gray, so you can really have a lot of fun kind of matching the vintage jewelry that you're using. So here's the finished tiara again. I bring that out to you, and I'm going to put it on. Sorry, Abby, I just love this. And that's what it looks like. So for any more wedding tips, please come to Mama Knows Best.